Hi, and welcome back to LinkedIn Ads for Business. In this section of the course, we're going to be talking about your messaging and your call to action. Now, what I would typically recommend in this scenario is to just build out a spreadsheet. Start thinking about the different headlines, the different pieces of primary text, and the call to action that you'd like to test. And you can correlate that and cross-reference it with the relevant audiences that you want to look at as well. For now, I'm going to take you in and show you what that looks like when you put an ad together. So this is where you will find to create your ad. So you have two options here. One is you can browse existing content. So if you've already posted something on your LinkedIn page, you can select this option to select one of those posts and sponsor it and go from there. That requires no additional effort. However, you can also create a new ad and you can title it, put in your introductory text, your destination URL, and your image. In this instance, I would have had to select video or carousel in a previous step to see those options, but they're all pretty much the exact same. You put in your headline and your description and your call to action. So titling your ad is very simple. That's just so that you are aware of what advert it is. Your introductory text, this is what is appearing above the image or above the carousel or above the video. So you want to ensure that the first few lines of this copy is quite engaging, that you're really drawing people in, that you're catching them. Try to give them as much information as possible that is going to lead them to take the call to action without having to see more. So your first few lines, your first 4 lines in particular, are extremely important. 4 lines on desktop, I believe, and 3 lines on mobile. So make those first few sentences extremely enticing to the user. Your destination URL then, this is the landing page that you want to send them to. So you want to think about your introductory text and then where you're going to send them to from there. Also, you want to start, I'm just going to put in some test information here. And then you can add in your headline and your description as well and your call to action. You must select a call to action from one of these. So you can make note of those here in terms of which one you want to use. You can't put in a one you write yourself. You have to select from one of these. Now, typically ads perform best when the same call to action is used on the ad as on the landing page. So just make note of that here as well, that what you use here, you may have to adapt your landing page to get the best out of it as well. Your headline and description are what come underneath the image, video, or carousel that you are using. So you can put that information in there. Your headline, again, needs to be super engaging, really attract the attention of the user. Description, less so, but I would fill it in because there's no point in wasting space on an advert. And I always recommend that to people. When you're thinking about your messaging, when you're putting together your headlines and descriptions, make sure that you're using as much space as possible, but you're using it effectively. So if you are using a headline and description, make sure that it's not wasted space either, but fill it out as well. Same with your text and your primary text. Use the space because you have the space, but also make sure that the initial part of that is super engaging. On other platforms at the moment, they're recommending less than 280 characters. I would also consider that for LinkedIn as well when you're thinking about that primary text above the image, video, or carousel. So structure out your audiences, pen and paper, think about your different audiences. Now start thinking about those different messaging, what you want to say to those different people, what headlines they should see, what call to actions they require, and start linking that in with your creative assets and look at what new things might need to be created at this point as well. So that's what you need to start thinking about when it comes to your messaging. In the next step, what we're going to go through is actually setting up the campaigns from start to finish. So you can see where that audience, where those assets, where all of these things start to tie in to put your campaign live. From there, we're going to do a little bit of a bonus session in terms of some extra features that LinkedIn has that you can get and use to get the most out of it. If you have any questions, just let me know.